Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, this is Jerwin
This is Elma.
and Chopel. We're two Asians and a dog. What is the real estate market going to do for the rest of 2020? Are we going to have a crash like 2008? Should you wait to purchase until 2021? So in this video, we will highlight several reasons why you should invest in real estate in 2020. And we will tell you if we will be investing ourselves. We're two Asians and a dog, and our channel is about sharing our journey to 8/12/2024, which is our retirement date.
We will go over real estate investing, stock market investing, financial education, and some of our travels. So join our path to 8/12/24. And make sure you stay tuned for our tip of the week. Interest rates is one of the primary reasons why we should all be investing. With rates being at an all-time historically low, it's dirt cheap right now to borrow money. Currently, assuming you have a strong credit and the job history, you can get a primary loan in the low 3% range. We had 2 clients lock in a rate below 3% in the past 3 weeks. On an investment rate or investment home, your rate should be below 4%.
Like we mentioned in one of our previous videos, we refinanced 6 of our properties earlier this year. All 6 were 3.5%. However, we did pay down the rate, but having a 3.5% interest rate on an investment home for the next 30 years is just unbelievable.
As a result, we now have lower interest rates and increase our cash flow on all 6 of our properties. Leverage is the best investment strategy when investing in real estate. And right now, that leverage is at its lowest rate in our lifetime.
Another perk of having such a low rate is the power it... Where are you going, Chopel? Is the power it gives you. Your purchasing power can dramatically increase or decrease depending on your rate. For example, if you borrow $400,000 with a 20% down payment at 5% interest rate, your monthly payment approximately would be $2,100. Now, if your interest rate is 3%, your monthly payment would be approximately $1,700. As you can see, this is a $400 difference. This is why we always pay attention to the interest rate when we're purchasing our properties. A lot of people ask us which is more important when buying a property, the purchase price or the interest rate. For us, hands down, it's the interest rate. When we buy a property, we buy for the long-term cash flow. So if we overpaid for a property by $3,000 to $4,000, but we locked in at a very low interest rate, we're happy with our decision.
We understand that the perceived value of the property will fluctuate. And if you have no intent on selling that said property for say 15-20 years, then that $3,000 to $4,000 has very minimal impact. Now, if we had a higher rate, not only would our monthly mortgage be higher, but the amount of interest we pay would be higher over time as well. What other form of investment can you see, touch, and feel and add value to? You guessed it, real estate. When you invest in real estate, you are acquiring a tangible asset or a physical property that can be controlled. We know the other great investment is being invested in the stock market. Let's just say you invest in Tesla, and if you have a great idea, you don't just call Elon Musk and tell him that, hey Elon, I want to do this to the car to add value. With real estate, you can force the appreciation on that property. This means you can add value to the property, such as replacing the carpet with vinyl flooring, adding fencing around the property, or even renovating the kitchen. Doing projects like these can add thousands of dollars in value to that property.
Rent increase is another way we can increase our cash flow. As we mentioned in our previous video, rent amount typically goes up 1% to 3% every year. This means every year you are giving yourself a 1% to 3% raise from that property. Which leads us to the question, will the market crash? Yes, the market will crash. No, the market will not crash. Nobody knows. Depending on the channel you watch or which financial guru you follow, the answers will vary. We have no control over what the real estate market does. What we do have control over is how we react and how we plan for either scenarios. So, how do you plan for the crash that may or may not happen? We have a few tips.
When buying real estate, make sure you are not spreading yourself too thin financially. Don't buy the biggest house and the most expensive house in the neighborhood. Don't buy a home to keep up with the Kardashians or the Joneses. make sure your monthly mortgage, along with everything else that involves owning a home, is well within your budget. Hopefully you guys remember DTI.
Don't buy an investment home without doing your numbers and having plenty of reserves. We mentioned in our previous video that you should have 5 to 7 months in reserves for your investment property. If you think the market may crash, maybe increase that reserve to 8 to 10 months. Remember guys, we're doing this for the long-term cash flow. So let's say the market does take a 15 to 20% drop and some people end up losing their homes, either through foreclosure or a short sale. Now remember, we personally don't believe this is going to happen. However, if people lose their homes, where would they go? Easy answer, they would have to rent, which means if you happen to own an investment property, they will rent from you.
Now, if you have more people wanting to rent than they are purchasing homes, what happens? Basic Econ 101, right? Supply and demand. You now have more demand for people wanting to rent from you, which means theoretically and historically, rent will increase. This creates a good problem for you as an investor. You now have a larger pool of people with tenants or families to choose from. That's a pretty good problem to have.
Quick note, watch our tip of the week from our video, what they don't tell you when buying your first investment property, so you know what to do when someone offers to pay 6 months in rent payment in advance. Now, what is your time horizon? Hopefully you are thinking long term. As you know, most real estate investments are long term. For most people, just like ourselves, we invest in real estate for the long term horizon. We always think 10 plus years down the road. We believe if you're thinking less than 2 to 3 years, then real estate may not be the best investment for you. In that short window, anything can happen, and if something negative does happen, you may not have enough time to make it up.
However, if you hold the property long term and the market does drop 15 to 20%, it becomes an unrealized loss. Since you have no intentions of selling, that perceived drop in value will not have any impact on your cash flow. The only way it impacts you is if you decided to sell the property at that time when the value was dropped by 15 or 20%.
So ask yourself, what is your plan? Do you have a plan? We don't want you falling into analysis paralysis, but you want to have a plan. For us, our goal is to have enough rental income to cover our living and travel expenses, so we no longer have to trade our time for money. We plan on keeping just about every property we currently have, with the exception of one that is out of state. We will also be purchasing at least 2 more properties by the end of 2021. By the time we reach real retirement age, all of our properties will be paid off and we will have access to the entire cash flow of the rent.
To answer your question, should we be investing in real estate in 2020? Our answer is yes. We feel that real estate is one of the best, if not the best vehicle to utilize when you're planning for your FIRE journey. To us, anytime you can invest in real estate is the time to invest in real estate. There's a famous quote that states, "You don't wait to invest in real estate, you invest in real estate and wait."
As we stated, we are long-term investors, and since they are practically giving away money, we want to be able to take advantage of that opportunity. There won't be too many opportunities in our lifetime where we would be able to borrow money at this interest rate. Also, as Andrew Carnegie famously said, 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate. Alright, so that is everything we have for you guys today. If you enjoyed watching this video and you found value in it, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to see more videos on personal finance, real estate investing, and stock market investing. So now it's time for Tip of the Week.
Tip of the week. If you have any interest in buying your first income producing property, make sure you read the famous book, Millionaire Real Estate Investor by Gary Keller.